suck so much.
All right.
The best tribe.
Austin Man is live on YouTube. Okay. Well, wait. Okay, so they did swap in this episode, and I need Danielle to speak on some of it. So before they swap, Danielle, do not say anything about Charity. Let me say this. Before they swap, she's gonna unmute and say Charity.
Change.
Before they swapped, it looked like Mary and Say may be working together because Say put in sticks. We're going to search for the idol or whatever she did on the ground. So maybe Cedric cooked. That's like all there was before the swap. So Danielle, I'm gonna talk about the swap
Huh?
tribes, and then you can tell me what you think about Charity, okay? Because you picked her to win the
Huh?
game. So,
Huh?
okay. New Vula is Thomas, Shaheen, and Joe, the California girls stuck together with Kyle and Camilla. Then the new Siva with Cedric, Say, Bianca, Chrissy, and Mitch. And then Danielle, the new Loggy, with Eva, Star, David, Mary, and who's the fifth?
Huh?
Alright, she is Charity is the fifth. So Danielle, what do
Yeah.
you think about Charity's position on
She's winning right now, and she's gonna win the game.
Alright, well she just hasn't gone to tribal.
Yeah, exactly. She never will. She's gonna win.
She never she's has to go if she's gonna win.
No, she don't.
I'm
She
dead.
don't have. She don't want to.
Okay, Danielle, you need to go to tribal to get to the end of the
No.
game.
No.
Well, I guess some people have not gone to tribal before if they got medevaced. But
Bro. She don't
yeah,
have to.
so
She don't want to.
okay, Danielle, so we were actually watching the episode. AEman, what you want to tell Danielle how Charity is a big shepherd, or she thinks she is?
Yeah. I'm a big shepherd. Biggest.
Okay,
Bigger than all of you.
Danielle, basically, Charity got to the camp. Well, Eva tells everyone, let's get rid of Star, because she hates Star. Let's go, Eva's winning the game. But Charity says, David is not strategic. I can boss him around, and basically,
Exactly.
he'll
She's
do whatever
so
I
right.
say. And
She's so right.
the next scene was David and Eva walking and saying, we have to get rid of Charity if we lose.
Yeah, because she's a big
So-
threat, but she's not gonna get out.
But she's already being targeted, and it's episode 4.
No, she's not.
You
You're
just
a
I wish
said
I
liar.
was
she's a
Charity.
big. All right, bro. So
Pants
Eva and
on
David have
fire.
teamed up to run this tribe. So Charity's going home.
No,
Well, I'd rather Star go. But
exactly.
hey,
She's not
man, do
getting
you
out just
wanna?
yet. She lives
Hold
another
on.
day.
I
No.
don't think she's making it to the merge.
No, she is. She's making it to
Can
the
you name
end.
her allies?
No, I don't want to.
Hold on. Hey, man, can you go to the general chat? Actually, Survivor, yeah, sure. And show what I just sent. Something that Danielle made.
Yeah,
Alright,
that's
well, I
no,
like the new
exactly.
tribes. Eva is in a better spot than she was on the old tribe. Charity's in the same
She's
spot.
not.
She's been on the bottom the whole
Exactly.
game. Nobody from Charity's original tribe trusts her, and nobody from this tribe trusts her except Mitch in the whole game. Yeah. So what is on the new where's Say? The new Siva. Bianca went up to Say and was like, let's work with Cedric, Yumi and Cedric. And Say says, let's get a vibe check on him first before you work with them. So
As she
Cedric
should.
has
As
just
she should.
so Bobby's winner pick. Why did he not vote out Say over Justin?
He's stupid.
Like he doesn't really have anyone left.
Yeah, I don't know why he decides, you know what? In the revote, I'm going to vote for Say. And then in the re-revote, I'm gonna double down on Say. And then I'm gonna change my mind because Say said something that made me think, oh yeah, actually, I can't trust Justin. He didn't tell me that he didn't have a vote.
On the re-vote, he voted out Justin. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, but
I watched that one. I watched it.
Literally the first time anyone in Survivor has been been given the sole ability to vote someone out publicly in tribal council, and he instantly just makes a poor strategic decision. -5 points.
because Say said, "Did you know he didn't have a vote?" Like, all right, well that's last episode, but I don't know what's gonna happen with Cedric. I remember on the first episode of this podcast, you said he's the most well-insulated player, and then this just happened. So, I mean, the new
We'll get to that, Tribe. We'll get there.
the
Yeah,
new
for
Vula with the California girls. I put Camilla tells Shaheen that they're forced to play the game on the journey. So throwing Thomas under the bus for saying he didn't risk his vote. So
yeah, for real.
Thomas is being outed as a strategist.
Yeah, for real.
Danielle, do you know who Thomas is?
No,
Do you know who went home this episode?
no. Wait, no, I do. Thomas, he went home.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
I mean, Mitch and Cedric connected over the stutter, so I guess Cedric has someone.
Even if it's Mitch.
Yeah, and then Charity said that she controls David. We already talked about this.
Yeah, for real, she does.
She said she was using him as a shield, and he would do whatever she wants.
Exactly. She's so right. Yeah, she needs to speak her truth.
Okay, Danielle, Eva and David are going to decide between Star and Charity for going home. So,
Okay,
like,
and it's not.
Charity's
It's
not doing
fair,
anything.
It's Star.
So,
I hate.
yeah, she said, I'll be one of his sisters. So, Danielle, what does this mean for Charity?
She's safe.
How is
Charity's
she safe if David has
She's
two
gonna
people
win.
that love him and he doesn't want
gonna
Charity to
win.
stay?
She's gonna win.
How? She doesn't have anything.
Okay, wait. I just want to bring up in this same point. Do you know how much of a Venus vibe, or sorry, not Venus, Ventus vibe I got off of David in this moment? Because in what was it, Blood versus Water, when
Wait,
Ventus
Vetus?
ends up on the tribe with all women, he plays the exact same card, except for he was trying to be devious. Versus David, who is just naturally like this.
Yes.
I thought it was a really interesting parallel.
Wait, Vetus?
Vetus, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, who's Vintus? Yes, Vetus.
Same guy.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So, like, the swap is interesting. We know how the Charity's at the top of the game right now.
Yeah, for real.
Like, Danielle,
that's
who is she gonna,
amazing.
who are her, like, who's the majority on her tribe?
Chai.
Charity is the majority.
Yep. Yep.
She doesn't even have Mitch.
And
Like,
what? It don't matter.
that was the only person she talked to or was working with on her old tribe.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Okay. So she's just gonna get to the end somehow.
Yeah. For real. I'm glad you finally admit it, Liam. I'm
So you
glad you're
think she's just gonna, like,
finally
win every immunity and control every vote?
Yep. Yep.
All right. For the immunity challenge, I don't know. I think like one tribe fell behind early, but of course Vula lost again, even though They're not even the same people. Yeah, there's always one of these tribes.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, Shaheen was a comp beast again.
Yeah, for real.
Loggy got first place.
Yeah, for real.
Eva survives again. 4 episodes without tribal.
Yeah, for real.
Okay. And then Siva got second. So Danielle, so Charity has not gone to tribal yet.
Yeah, for real. Secret truth.
Well, that's just a fact. But there's also a fact that she's on the bottom. And she's been on the
No.
bottom the whole game, but she just hasn't gone to tribal.
No.
She's like, she is not. She's one of the people I've already ruled out of winning.
Pants on fire. You're wrong,
You
Liam.
haven't
You're
even
wrong.
watched it.
Yeah, but I know she's gonna win.
You saw her. You saw her picture and said, "I'm picking Charity."
Yeah. Hey man, let me
What?
show you this view real quick. Hold on. Hold
What are
on.
you showing?
Hold on.
Wait, I'm
It's
joining the
crazy.
stream.
Oh, this is stream.
Are you playing something from the episode?
She's so orange. What the hell? Why are you orange? Sorry, why are you orange?
Look, she and David are thick as thieves. We're not splitting, so we're willing to go.
Exactly.
I trust you. Yeah, I trust. No,
Exactly.
he's too trustworthy.
What do you mean
David. He's just,
exactly?
like, Mr.
Yeah,
Loyal
speak the truth,
and
Charity.
number one, and like someone who I can just tell what to do and boss him around, and he's gonna do it. And
Exactly.
So
Speak your truth.
David and I are tight. So I know for
Yeah.
So
sure.
far, that is true. I just boss him
Anything, you
around.
have to tell him at the last
Sure.
minute, or he could blow up.
Okay,
And it's not that
Danielle,
David
literally
isn't
the
a smart
second
person,
after.
He's just not very strategic. So David needs
So
someone
orange.
like me, and I need someone like David because he's a great shield. Nobody is worried about
Yeah,
little
for real.
Charity, who's like mediocre at everything. They're worried about
Yeah,
6
for
to
real.
8-inch muscles. And
She just said she's mediocre at everything.
No,
Okay,
she's
so
the
what's the
best.
deal with
She's
Charity?
just
And you said,
lying
yeah,
to
for
herself.
real.
No, I didn't.
Alright, hold on, Danielle, listen to this.
Everybody on my tribe does not trust her. I don't think she knows it, but Charity I haven't trusted since day one. She's playing
Oh,
the
his
game way
pants
too
on
hard,
fire.
and I still don't trust her out here. If we went to
Why would he be
tribal,
lying in
it was no-brainer.
confessional?
It's gonna be her?
It'd be
Fuck
my-
that guy,
She
because
knows
he
it's gonna
wants
be
to
her?
seem better to the
No,
audience.
Okay, great.
Eva really wants to get Star out, but I want Charity out of this game. So
Oh,
even though
fuck
she's
that
part
guy.
of my tribe, I would
He's jealous.
That's the one that she can boss around, she said.
Yeah, because she's the biggest threat. That's why he wants her out, but she's not gonna get out.
How is she the
Oh.
biggest threat?
Because she's the best in the
She
world.
has no place in the game.
Wait.
Yeah,
Danielle has a
because he's
point.
the biggest threat.
Charity is doing better than Russell Hands.
Yeah, bro.
What?
I mean, watch Russell Hands in Redemption Island. She's doing better.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, because he played 2 of the greatest games and then came back for a 3rd time.
Yeah,
Alright,
for
no,
real.
but Bobby, this is... Yeah, for real, you don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
Alright. And then what? The California girls decided that they're voting Kyle. Kyle and
Yeah,
Camilla
sure.
do their little act of like, we're gonna vote each other, we don't trust each other. So they have an idol, and Shaheen goes through Kyle's bag and doesn't find it. So they're like, all right, we can vote for Kyle. And all the California girls vote for Kyle after he does like his sad like goodbye speech.
Yeah, for real.
And he nullifies 3 votes. And then who did Kyle and Camilla vote for, Danielle?
Thomas.
Yeah. So the California girls are broken up.
Yeah,
And
for real.
I heard from our boy Zan, and I don't know if this is true,
Fuck that
that
guy.
Kyle used the extra vote, but I
Yeah,
don't know
for real.
why he would do that, so I don't know if he did. He said it
I
would be
don't know
explained
either.
next episode.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. But if they lose again, then maybe Shaheen will go home.
Yeah, for real.
Let me... And what even, like, if Vula loses, hold on. Then
Well,
what if they have the extra vote? Shaheen's gone 3-2.
Yeah, for
here's
real.
what I want to mention about Vula moving forward is I feel like Camilla kind of dropped the act at Tribal Council. I think they should have known, if Kyle's going to play the idol, they need a full send on Kyle. I think Camilla should have voted on Kyle, acted as if she was going to flip on him, and then acted guilty so that, Kyle could even see, wow, even Camilla flipped on me. But at this point, Camilla's like in on the bit, which was both of them were both being deceptive, both of them were lying.
All right,
And I feel like from this point on,
bro.
even if they never go back to Tribal Council again, and they end up going to the merge, instantly whoever's left of that tribe is going to go, yo, these two people are like masterclass players. They need to go right now.
All right, Bobby, you come up with the craziest theories that I actually understand. And then there's Danielle with, oh yeah, Charity. But yes, if Camilla voted for Kyle and knew he was going to use an idol and acted confused but was still working with them, then Shaheen and Joe would not think they're like a power duo.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think
Shaheen, dude,
if
he was being lied to the whole time and he
here's the
didn't
thing,
know.
here's the
He's
thing.
just like, they don't have an idol and they're not working together, so we can decide which two of them to go.
Thomas goes. Well, okay. So here's the two scenarios. I think one, Camilla could have voted Kyle. Worst case scenario, Kyle is voted out. Whatever. But if it goes the way they expected it to, which it did, now they can continue the ruse. Shaheen and Joe both think they're still in the majority with Camilla because now she's forced to play with them, and they
We
can do it
need
again
Bobby
if they really
here.
wanted to. The second thing she could have done was they could have split the vote one on Thomas and one on Shaheen, and then let
What, they make Joe decide? Or
yes, because then it can create cracks with whoever's left. And then if they didn't want to continue the ruse, Cal and Camilla can pair up and then try to pick up whoever based on how the cracks fell. The same way the kind of, Cedric having to pick between Cy and Justin left a crack between Cy and Cedric, even though, that was kind of different. But there's still going to be a crack
yeah.
whoever.
No, because then Joe would have to vote for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so Kyle needed to play that. He said, I watched season 46 and I know I'm in trouble because 6 people went home with an idol in that season, including Q. But I didn't even think of any of the things that you were just saying, and it makes so much sense.
He might try to ban us.
Okay, I think he'd just be like scared because I thought it was gonna be Shaheen, and he barely survives because they were deciding
No,
between those two.
it makes sense. Thomas was definitely playing the more devious game, and if he was hiding the fact of all these, of the journey and all that, what else could he be hiding? I feel like he,
Wait, so
because
it's
of
like
the
a
swap, was
deception.
now
Yeah,
hiding
for
so much
real.
information potentially that he became a major threat. Versus Shaheen, there was nothing on him to determine that he is playing a game of deceit.
Yeah, he's not.
Other than when he was
But
digging through the bag, but even then, he did it right in front of Camilla, which shows that he's willing to do things in front of them, and he's not that, conceit of a player. He's not hiding this stuff really.
yeah, I mean,
Versus
wow.
Thomas, who is intentionally hiding things, and that's been proven by in-game information.
Yeah, and he tried to hide Stars Beware, or he came up with that plan,
Yeah.
so she never
Yeah.
got a vote. So
I'm
he
just
was
upset that
like
it
in a
didn't
really
become
good spot,
a
but always
Shaheen
thinking
versus Thomas.
strategically.
I thought, like I said last time I was here, I thought it was going to end up in a Shaheen versus Thomas scenario. I didn't expect Thomas to get blindsided in a tribe swap, but here we are.
Yeah. Danielle, how long? Well, this is a stupid question. How long do you think Charity will survive after we see her spot on this new tribe?
She's gonna win. Gonna go to the end of the game and win.
Okay, who is she gonna be sitting next to in the final three?
Thomas. And
Thomas comes back from the outcast twist.
yeah. Wait, no, not Thomas because he got voted out. I forgot. Mary.
Are you're saying Thomas because that's the only person you know in the cast?
No, I know others. Just give me a second. Wait. Okay. So Mary and David.
So you think David and Sherry are
No
going to
way.
the final three after what just happened?
No way.
I don't know
You
anyone else. Right.
The clip that you just saw was David saying nobody trusts Charity.
I know. And then
So she's
then
gonna
she
get him to
bosses
the
him around.
final three.
Wait, she bosses him around, so she's gonna tell him go find him.
Guys, I don't,
Danielle.
guys, I don't think we're listening to Danielle, and we need to
Tells
respect what she's
him.
saying because she's telling the truth.
She tells him what to do. So
Exactly.
she can tell him, you come
The
final
girl
three
boss.
yeah, I can win. And then she wins the final three with him. Because he just does
So
what she says.
you think after what we just saw with him saying nobody
Yes.
trusts
Well-
Charity, you have to get her out,
Yes.
he's still just gonna listen to her for
Yes.
every vote.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
They're gonna get to the end, and David's gonna be like, "Well, the entire game, I've been trying to get Charity out, and I've been telling people that, but like, I haven't been able to because I'm not good at the game. I can't make my
Exactly.
plans become real actions." And Charity's
Exactly.
like, "I'm taking thieves with David, even though he's trying to get me out of the game. So no matter what, I'm gonna make sure he stays in the game because I need him as a shield." And then he stays
Exactly.
there. At the end. So Charity
'Cause she's so smart.
flawlessly executed her plan, and David continuously failed at his. Therefore, she has to win.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Bobby,
Wow.
speak your
So,
truth.
And she's a girl
Danielle.
boss.
Yeah, for real.
All right, Danielle, stop. I
What?
think if the Vula curse continues, Shaheen is in a lot of trouble, and this is gonna create
Yeah,
like
for real.
I'm gonna say that Vula wins and does not lose 5 in a row.
Yeah, for real.
And how they were doing the edit with like Charity and David and Eva, whatever. I think Eva goes to her first tribal.
And then goes home.
Okay, Eva is not going home. So
She
the
is.
new
The bottom of her tribe.
Logie will go to tribal. David, Eva, and Mary will vote for Charity.
Yeah,
And
for
then Star will be on the bottom of that tribe.
real. Yeah, for real.
But wait, did Star stay on her same beach with her Beware?
Yes.
Yeah, so what happened if she got swapped out of that tribe? She just never has a vote.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
What?
I want to talk about the new.
Yeah,
wanna
she
talk about
never
the new
opened the
Steva tribe.
Beware.
Bobby,
the-
speak your truth.
I mean, no,
Yeah, she
actually,
doesn't because she's so smart.
Eva. No, Charity's not doing anything. It's Charity or Star are going home next episode, and it's
As in
going to be
Star.
Charity after the edit that I just saw.
It's
I've been saying
leave her
Charity every
alone.
week though.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone.
Here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the new Steva tribe. So we've got Chrissy, Mitch, Cedric, Faye,
For real.
and Bianca. When
For
I
real.
saw this episode, I was like, "This is the Nightmare tribe. This is the new Vula. They're not going to
For
win a
real.
crown. They're not going to make it through anything, and they're just going to continuously go to tribal council once
For
again."
real.
But
Danielle, you don't
They
know what
won.
he's talking about.
I
they
do.
won. But I think they won because I think Vula had a solve to the puzzle. They just did it inverse, to where like
Oh yeah,
the
they
inside
put
of the
it.
pieces were inside and the outside of the pieces were out. No.
Jeff,
Yeah.
something is not right.
Yeah.
So it gave Steve that opportunity. However, I think moving forward, I feel like Steve is going to be the one to watch going to Tribal Council.
For real.
And Bianca doesn't have a vote. It's Cedric and Cy versus Mitch and Chrissy, except
Day is not going to
just
side
the
with
advantage
Cedric.
of Faye kind of lining up with Bianca and Cedric, seemingly, according to the edit, really locking in with Mitch and Chrissy, which means those are the three to watch. Like those are the ones in control of this tribe. It
So
seems.
Day is done.
And if I don't know if you guys saw the preview for the next episode, but it seemed like everyone was setting up. Faye is going crazy. She's popping off. She's doing whatever, and she's actively singing her own game, which I've been thinking she's been doing since the first episode. I'm surprised she's still there.
Yeah, for real.
So it's really like the Rome of this season.
Yeah, except for Rome was more so doing it socially versus Faye is doing it more strategically. She's like overextending her hand strategically versus Rome, who overextended his hand socially.
Yeah, it's followed Saul.
And he at least had Saul, who was like a person he thought he could kind of try to trust and wasn't, versus Faye, who doesn't really have someone like that. Like I would want to say Cedric is that person, but like there is no reality where they're working together versus the reality where
Cedric
Saul
would be
and
so
Rome
loyal
working
to her.
David
No.
is set. David's not
Yeah.
going home till the merge.
No.
Because they
David is
need
gonna
David
go
on that
home
tribe.
now.
They need David.
No.
Like, how are you going to vote out David? They were even like hitting the point of David is the provider of our tribe. He is the one person on our tribe who's like helping us, and he's the guy. So like,
No.
yeah, we kind of need him at all costs.
Yeah. So if
No. Same.
Steve is gonna go to like the next two, and then they merge, or next three.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
think.
and Charity makes it. She makes it.
I think Charity makes the merge, and that's it. I think she'll be cut at the
No.
merge.
No.
Put that in the books.
I agree
Bobby
with you up
prediction
to that
right
point.
there. Charity will be the merge boot.
No.
I'm like,
Oh,
I
they
feel
can't
better.
do it.
To be on board. The new what are they on? What's the
I
tribe
don't
name?
know the name. The new tribe.
Loggy?
Hold on.
Whatever they are.
Loggy is with David, Charity, and Eva. Yeah.
Yeah. So old Siva and new Loggy are all going to be down to get out Charity at the merge. So I think she's toast at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
Unless they
better
do a
about
merge
Eva
before
now.
it's safe because
but
it's like half the cast is
Speaking
safe
of
now.
winner picks, Danielle, you've made a great pick. But
Yeah, I
after
know.
seeing this episode, I feel better about Eva, but she basically just finds one person she loves and is not going to be able to
Whoa.
control votes.
I will say,
Exactly.
if you're gonna dog on Charity as a winner pick, we got to dog on Eva a little bit here. She,
She
one
sucks.
major part of the game is adaptability, being able to take on a change,
Okay.
actively use it to your advantage. And what's the first thing that happened as soon as the tribe swap? We get like 5 confessionals from Eva. Like, I
Like, where's
cannot
Joe?
handle it. I do not like change. I do not handle change well. I cannot
Yeah,
adapt.
I know, and then we've seen, like, I can't tell when people are lying, so, like, it's not great. But I don't know if she's going to win, but she's in a good spot right now. Like,
She is.
Danielle, I can be realistic.
She will make the merge. There's no doubt about that.
Though
Like,
she
if
won't.
you-
She's in home.
Danielle,
No.
Eva will be in the merge.
No.
Eva will be in the merge.
What do you mean?
But I think Charity will be too.
What can Charity do, Danielle, to not go?
She can win. She can
No,
win
no,
the
no. I
game.
think I think both
but
of them
on
will.
her tribe, what can she do right now to
She
stay? If
can
they go
win
to
the
tribal?
game.
What's not what she can do?
Well,
Like, who is she
here's
gonna
one-
vote with, Danielle?
Here's the thing, though. If Eva
Everyone.
is like hard, she has a hard time hiding her emotions and hiding. her intent.
Exactly, bro.
They could be showing like I'm really, really, really attached to David here, and they might be like, "Yeah, we need to keep David for strength or whatever," but he's the one guy really pushing against Charity, maybe I find that suspicious. Maybe we should take out Eva, his biggest person, because I actually trust Charity.
Yeah,
So
for real.
maybe
Oh
they
my
bounce it back
gosh.
on David and say, instead of taking out David, we're going to take out his number one on this tribe, which is Eva. We'll keep him for the strength,
real.
and then we'll keep the person we trust more, which is Charity.
For real.
Okay, Danielle, you're saying for real to all of this, but when he says something realistic about Charity going soon, you're like, no, she's gonna win. She's gonna win.
He is gonna win.
Well, I'm
I
just
really know he's
I'm
gonna
giving
push her.
what I think.
She is.
All right, Danielle.
No, she's not. You're a liar.
You know who else was on the bottom of the tribe? Kenzie. You know who else was on the bottom of the tribe? Rachel.
All right,
Gabler.
Ross and Bob.
Boston Rob.
yeah, Boston Rob and Marquesas was on the bottom of his tribe,
Well,
and
that's
he did
true.
not
Ross and
win.
Bob.
That's true. Well, actually, Kathy was. He was trying to warn her.
Okay, that's not what we're talking about. Danielle,
Ross and Bob.
Danielle. I've predicted Charity going home every episode, so
Means she's
Bobby,
not
you're
going
saying
home.
that the new Siva is gonna lose. I'm gonna go with that and say that Stay will be going home in episode 5, and Charity will stay another round.
And she will
No,
stay the whole
no,
game.
I
and
think
season.
okay. So here's what I actually think. I think Cedric is going to go home in the next episode, and I know he's my winner pick. But here's what. Well, maybe not the next episode, but the next time this tribe goes to tribal council, if it's before the merge, I think what happens is Faye realizes that she blew up her own spot in her tribe, and she
Correct.
will put her idol on herself. Everyone will vote for her, and
He
Bianca
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
an
to vote.
idol.
And Faye will vote Cedric.
For
But if they
real.
go to tribal council,
She used her
I
idol,
think-
Bobby.
wait,
For
okay,
real.
right. Faye's gone.
For real.
She doesn't have an idol.
I forgot about that little wacky fact.
Yeah, when Cedric said you have to use it, and it was a 3-1.
Faye's cooked, unless he finds
They
another
looked
one.
for the Beware. I think they left it on that island before the swap.
Who was it who passed the
It was me.
rare advantage, and they like showed it in the edit that the person walked past the tree, and they panned
Yeah,
over.
they
to the
did show
rare
that. I like
Who was
Say or
that?
Mary has walked past it, but they didn't see it, and they swapped.
Oh,
No. No.
So, and that was on the Vula tribe.
No.
So, what do you mean no?
No, what happened? No.
Yeah, but there is the Beware. Like they showed the Beware advantage on Vula, so maybe somebody finds it next episode, and Shaheen gets an idol, and idles out Kyle or Camilla.
surprisingly, I actually think Joe will go before Shaheen. I feel like Shaheen has the social adaptability to be able to
True.
outmaneuver Joe and say, I am strong competitively, as
Wait,
well
and
as
Say?
there's some information
Wow.
that we really need to get out of Joe. So I feel like they would
Yeah.
take out Joe before Shaheen. Maybe that's not true. I mean, I feel like another piece to that would be, Camilla
When we're
watched him dig through the bag and not find anything. So maybe Shaheen isn't that observative.
For real.
Yeah, I mean Bobby's mind works in a crazy way.
For
Did
real.
you guys vote for the season 50 whatever stuff?
I did.
I did.
No, you did not, Danielle.
I did.
All right, Bobby,
go
am I
with
the
that.
only one that did the final 4 challenges, the ball rolling?
I know I voted for that.
Okay, I think I've heard like the obstacle course is like what you
No,
should be voting
no.
for, but
No. I
and I
think
didn't want to do the one where the 46 one with Ben.
I agree. So that was where I was at. I was like, I like the 46/ball rolling one better than the obstacle course. And so for me, I was like between those two. And of course the ball rolling one is just so iconic. There's been so many seasons that did that one, and it was such a monumental win for that person who got it. And there's a physical
It-
aspect to it, there's a strategic aspect to it versus the other one.
I like that one.
Ben was
I
able
remember
to beat
Sophie winning it for some
other three.
reason.
Ben won against all those other three. To me, when that happened, it was such a wild card moment that it almost ruined the finale for me. Other things ruined it for me, but we won't get into that.
Hey man, you gotta vote. Wait, actually is here. For advantages, what did I even say? Minimal, strategic, or dynamic? I voted for minimal power.
So did I.
Let's go, Bobby.
Let's go.
I want advantages to be rare and limited in power, forcing the players to rely primarily on their strategic, social, and physical abilities.
If it's only an idol, that's peak. No,
Yeah.
don't put a knowledge of power. Don't put a vote steal. Don't put a vote block. Don't put
And no
anything like
journeys or anything.
Well, no, I think there should be journeys.
Or no journeys
It's
where you
just
win
me.
like a vote steal automatically.
I think there should be journeys, and it's just that if you lose the journey, you lose your vote. And if you survive the journey, you build inroads with the people you met. That should be it.
Okay. You don't win an advantage.
Well, okay. The only other thing I would say is I did not like the previous journey that Justin went on. I feel like that
roll.
was so luck based. It like there was no action you could take as a player other than roll the dice better.
Yeah,
outcome.
he lost his vote because of dice rolling, and then he was an option to vote because of a 1 in 6 shot in the dark.
Yeah,
And then what? I did no tribe swap, and I think everyone has said they said yes to a tribe swap.
I voted for a tribe swap. I think tribe swaps are imperative to the game.
Yeah, I said no because I just like the classic seasons, but well, actually,
What
are you
was that?
actually betting on this stuff?
No more parlays. No more parlays. No more parlays till 50. That's my.
Okay, what was your parlay last episode?
that? What's his name? Thomas would go home.
Ooh,
That's
see,
not
one.
a parlay. It's just one thing.
Just trust, bro. Trust. Season 50.
The parlay
I'm
is
gonna hit every single
3 or
parlay.
4 different
Every
things,
single one
and
of
they
them.
have to all hit.
No, you need to. No, bro. I told you. Third time's the charm.
Okay.
I told you.
So why are they? Okay, bro. What is happening?
Okay.
Why are they
well,
doing
anyway.
3 things every episode instead of 1 every episode? Like, I mean, okay, they're doing 3 things every 3 episodes for voting instead of 1 per episode.
Well,
Whatever.
to be honest, I think
No
season
tribe swap,
48
Bobby.
is like. In my opinion, I think season 48 is like a more what's it called? A more older generation type strategic thinking, and that's something that I kind of enjoy.
I agree.
It's been pretty good.
48 has been the best New Era season so far, and I say that.
Well, there's 46, Bobby.
47
No,
favorite.
no, because 48 referenced to 46 about pocketing idols. So
Yeah.
46.
We've had one
nightmare.
successful idol play, one successful shot in the dark play, and then 2 complete duds.
All right, this might be a hot take, but I think
I don't
46 is one of the worst New Era seasons.
All right.
For
Yeah, it's
so
just-
many
in my
reasons.
opinion, no, 41 was definitely the worst.
I need to see the whole new
I
era.
agree with that. 41 has to be the worst, unfortunately.
Oh my
I
gosh,
say
it's
that
Colby. Get him
was-
on here. Colby, you're getting to like we're towards the end,
Oh,
but you should
Colby
get on
left.
stage right now. I think
Well-
I think people are probably gonna vote for the obstacle course,
I agree. Yeah.
and then they're gonna
I'll
vote
be
for
honest, I
probably
voted for
hopefully minimal power, and then yes to a switch.
No, I think they're going to go dynamic power. I think people
What does that
like
even do? Hold on.
it's.
It says
Yeah.
I want to amplify the impact and fun of advantages, so like people from the bottom have a fighting chance.
Yeah, people like that. People like it when their
Okay,
favorite
so
player gets to have an advantage that brings them back to the top. Imagine
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't watch 44, but imagine Carolyn 44 coming back, and then being on the bottom and then randomly finding an advantage that just brings her back to the top, or like lets her escape death one time, and then
Yeah,
just
so like when Akshay spawns a super idol, and then
Alright,
the
man.
person from the bottom just flips the game.
Well,
People, I
that's
mean,
the thing. People in the majority have the ability to find set advantages. So sometimes it doesn't change the power structure; it just strengthens what's already established.
Colby. Wait, Colby's actually here.
Kobe is here.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you want Mary to win.
No, I want Camilla to win.
All right, that's
Well,
fine.
I don't like Camilla to win
No.
anymore.
So Bobby had
Yeah,
Bobby made this whole like
Well, fair
theory
enough.
that Camilla should have voted for Kyle to make it look like they were on a duo, and it makes sense.
Well, that's what I
But
thought too. I don't know why.
Oh,
I
look who it
think-
is! Look who it is!
I thought they used their extra vote though.
that's what Zan said, but I don't know if they did.
They
It
should
says
have
the
used the
two.
extra vote because it would have guaranteed they both stay for sure.
No,
No, that would have made it a
that's not-
3-3.
no.
But they would
no,
have numbers in
listen,
the revote.
No, listen.
They would have numbers.
I think their play was perfect because going
Oh,
into the
fun.
next round, the numbers are tied up 2-2, so they just need that extra vote to play on
Okay,
themselves.
well, who are all these
Exactly.
people?
They have the numbers.
They'd have numbers in the revote.
No, they
Oh no,
on the
that's the
revote
thing.
it would be
Wait,
3
Place?
to wait. 2
Well,
to
if Kyle
I
played the
think-
extra.
Did
I
he
don't think
play
he-
it? Wait, okay.
I
No, he
hope
didn't. But if
play.
he did,
The wiki page says Thomas left 2-0.
yeah, he didn't
Yeah.
play. But if he did
So,
play it, guaranteed.
I don't think they used the extra vote, but
I know,
Zan
but-
said that he did, and they're gonna explain it next episode.
No, they
so I don't know.
didn't. He didn't use the extra.
To be honest, Zan does be onto something. Like he guessed the correct boot order like 4 times in a row now.
Zan.
Oh, weird.
Okay, wait, Boston Rob is here.
Yes, Logan. Hello.
Alright,
Oh,
well,
Logan.
That's a Kobe.
Here's something I want to bring up. Speaking of Survivor 50, I think Jeff Probst has already said there's people from 48 that are on the watch list for 50. Who do we
Yeah, I
think,
think
given what we've
I
seen
think,
so far,
I think it's
is on
very
that list?
clear. I think it's very
Mary.
clear who's going to be on that list. Mary's definitely on that list because she's like
And
like
Eva,
Kelly.
like one of the greatest players of the new era.
To someone, she's like Kelly Wentworth, and then
Kelly
you have.
Wigglesworth. She's coming
I was
back.
about to say Wigglesworth, but then I was like, wait, no, that's the wrong Kelly.
Do you think a 1 in 6 chance of being safe makes you a good player?
No, but she's
Well,
gonna make
no,
an impact
but
now.
she did play that round very smart, and it did favor
Oh
her.
yeah, that was
'cause-
very
put
smart
it at
to,
the
to
right
get the
time.
safe shot in the
I
dark.
No,
agree.
listen. Okay, no, listen, because she made what's her name? She made Mary paranoid. So that
Mary
gave.
made Mary paranoid.
Okay. Oh my! Wait, hold on. I need to
Say.
actually lock in. Listen. By making Say paranoid, she was given a lot of options during that tribal. She could have voted for, Say, and had Say
Yeah.
voted someone else, then it would have been a 1-1-1.
But
And
they still
Who
voted
knows
her.
what happens on the Evo? So
Actually,
What?
if not, then
What the-
hey, like all I'm saying is
actually,
Mary.
she got
Mary,
2 votes. She was done.
She
Well-
definitely did not play well. I love her, but she did not play well.
Well,
I
we'll
don't
have to
know
see
who's on the
whatever she
watch list
does
for
next.
50. Like Mary, and then Eva is like one of the greatest
don't
players
even
you've
think
ever
Mary-
seen in Survivor
Okay,
history.
bro, why are you glazing? Like she does.
I
She
I'm gonna
does
say
more
Mary,
like-
Mary,
I
Joe,
think
and
more likely,
Shaheen are
yeah.
gonna be on the watch
No,
list for
listen,
50.
listen.
I
As
think
far as
Say.
it tells us right now, Mary has more win equity
Then who?
What?
than Eva.
I
What?
agree.
This guy hates autistic people.
What are you? What?
Okay, no one
Colby.
Okay, here's what I'll say about Mary. I think Mary had main character syndrome the first episode, where she was like, actually, here's how the game dynamics are. Here's what I'm feeling. Here's how I can counterattack. And she was completely right in all of that. However,
Exactly.
the little Say plus Boys alliance that was going on, they've been completely misplaying this entire game so far. And they
Well,
completely denied Mary of that win on the first episode, and it shut Mary down and instantly put her on the bottom and forced her to play that hand. And I don't think Mary's done anything wrong to kind of deserve that. However, it was really interesting to me to watch a player who did all the right things strategically and still kind of lose, but then get saved by luck. It's kind of a weird dynamic because now she's integrated. She's like fine.
To be honest, I
She'll be
agree
on
with
the
you
watch
100%
list.
because the guys have been complete duds this entire like 4 episodes. Cedric, an idiot. Kevin, I don't know what he's doing.
I think Shaheen's been pretty good, but he just did not
I'll give
read
Justin
the
a
Kyle and
pass.
Camilla.
I'll give Justin a
Vula
pass.
three, the Vula guys.
Oh yeah, he's fine.
Listen, because imagine what would happen if Justin did tell Cedric about the his vote being
But
blocked.
then
Because
Say is
Cedric would have
gone.
listen, if he had told
Oh,
him,
Cedric
Cedric
would
would
have
have
known
ran
he didn't
over
have a
to
vote.
Sai,
Yeah.
being like, hey, Justin doesn't have a vote. And that's gonna make Sai even more paranoid, and he's gonna throw a vote on Justin, most likely.
And then even then, Justin not telling Cedric, and then Cedric doubling down on the revote against Sai, and then
Just to
choosing
vote him
flip
out again.
again on the Justin. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
And Say does not want to work with them, so that was just the wrong move.
That's just my take. Like, he got completely screwed over.
Who?
Justin. No, what?
Cedric did not get screwed over.
Cedric screwed
No,
himself
Justin
over.
lost his vote to Luck, and then Mary was safe to Luck, and then
Yep.
Cedric was just stupid.
Maybe they should rename
He's
the
like,
season.
on one stipulation, you and you can cut it, and then that's what he made his decision on.
That's so.
This wouldn't happen to Boston Rob.
And Justin's
Oh.
defense was, you can come to Luigi's.
It's so dumb.
Like, he was going to pick Justin to stay. He's
I
like,
feel like
I know you're
feel
you're
like
a
if-
game player. You have to understand he was my first ally. And then she just changed his mind.
No, because I feel like if Justin had played around with Cedric's emotion and be like, "Hey, I'm sorry I didn't tell you about my vote being blocked. Can you forgive me and can you keep me here?" He probably would have changed his mind, but he didn't do none of that.
Yeah. Actually, have you already voted for 50?
I think so.
Dude, Bobby, I don't think it's a popular vote for option
What'd you-
C with the ball challenge, but I want to see it.
Which
I wanna
ball
see it.
challenge? Which ball challenge
Like
is that
when you
again?
put the ball through the course, and you have to keep
Cambodia.
adding balls, and they come out at different areas.
Cambodia.
Oh, that. Oh, you mean the? Okay, I know what you're talking about. I think that's a pretty good challenge, but
I like it.
how?
And I don't want the
question is
46
how
finale.
intense would it? Because how many times have we actually seen that challenge? Let me.
Probably 3 or 4.
Why do I remember
Okay.
Sophie do it? Was it in South Pacific?
I don't
No,
think so.
that was the one where you had to go through all those different
Yep.
obstacles and grab the puzzle
Yeah,
pieces.
Ozzy
Spider
almost
web.
won the game.
There was like 8 different little places you had to go.
Yeah. Hold on.
Wasn't it 5?
I think it was like Tan Wando Sur, Cambodia. What else? Damn, can't remember.
Hold on. I'm looking it
Wait,
up.
okay, and then Cook Islands. I
We
think,
haven't
was
seen
one.
it in a while.
Cook Islands?
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't think that challenge to come back. Oh, Kobe left. Okay.
It was in 44.
Yeah.
No, she's not. You're a fucking liar. Sorry. Rude.
All right.
I mean,
Wait, Boston Rob, do you have?
no.
like-
Wait, hold on. The way
I want to
see
hear about
things
Boston
now-
Rob's winner pick because it's probably crazy.
My winner pick
yeah. Let me hear this.
is
Say
pretty
sorry.
obvious, Joe.
That's
Yeah, I
fine.
figured
It's
as
not
much.
stupid.
Joe?
Like,
Who's Joe?
I mean, one person here has this stupid winner pick.
Wait, no,
that
who's
has
the white
zero
guy? Who's the white guy who likes
chance.
chocolate milk? Is that Joe?
No, but
That's David.
what was it?
He only drinks chocolate milk.
You know what I hope
What's chocolate
happens
milk?
is
Who's like that?
Bro,
mean,
I don't.
Cedric is
To be honest,
okay.
I don't remember between who's the more relevant one between Charity or Bianca. But I hope one of them, whoever is on Star's tribe, I hope they work together,
That's
and then Star
Charity.
finds the idol.
No, what if Star finds the idol and then they idol out Eva or something, bro?
Yep, yep, yep.
They probably
Yeah, so now
no
Danielle knows she has an option. She was worrying.
no.
No,
I
I
don't think
anyways.
I don't
Sorry,
think
you're
they'll vote out.
saying
If Star does find that idol, I really don't think they're gonna vote out David first. I think they'll target Eva most likely.
Oh, here
'Cause
we
Eva,
go.
no, because Eva's been like publicly isolating Star, and unless Star like actually finds that idol, she's gone.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Here's something I want.
hey man,
Here's
who's
something I
going
want to
home
raise
next episode?
after tribe swap. Here's something I want to bring up. How does
Wait, Bobby, what?
how does Mitch go home? Like in my mind, how does Mitch not make final three? I don't think he wins, but how would Mitch go home? I cannot see them voting out Mitch at any point.
You think he's
I
getting to the final three?
somewhat
I
agree
think he's
with
making
you.
it to final three, and he's going to be a 0-vote finalist.
No, I
don't
don't think he'll be
know.
a 0-vote final. I think he'll be like a running vote.
No, he's not going to be like. He's
Next
just not going to be
episode,
able to talk about his game. Like it's just.
no, for me, next episode, it's either Star, Eva, or what's their name? Or Shaheen.
Put money on that?
No, because
Because
well,
he's not
see,
betting until 50.
yeah, no, I'm not. Anyways, I think that unless, because the thing is, I don't know if Zan is lying or joking, because he's like a psychic or something, because he just knows what's gonna happen next.
We never
But
know.
hopefully they pocketed that extra vote so that they can have the numbers 3-2 into the next round. If not, then I don't know how that would work.
All right. What he said today is, Kyle did use the extra vote. They said it'll be explained next episode, so it's
Yeah,
2v2. But I
True.
don't think he did.
True.
Yeah, because okay, well, it depends. Does anyone have like a rerun of what Jeff said? Because usually,
I
if there's
do.
more than one vote left, Jeff won't say one vote left. He'll just say, next person voted out, and then
Oh.
no need to be the last vote. But if he says there's one vote left, that means he didn't use the extra vote. So it really depends on what
Wait.
Jeff said.
You are right. I don't think he said one vote left. You're
Okay,
right.
I'm
Hold
No,
on.
gonna
he did.
mute.
I
No, I
remember
think he
it.
did.
Hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna
He
mute
did.
so
I
I can
remember.
actually go back and check. Give
Let
me
me
a second.
play it. Hold on.
Say that. I remember. He did.
Why? But why? Like strategically, what?
Yeah,
No
he just
matter
said that's
what,
one
if you
vote
misplay
Thomas.
the
He didn't say
idol,
one vote left.
if you misplay the idol, you still lose a number. So like, why use the extra vote?
I don't think. I think they used it because he didn't say one vote left. You're right. But yeah, why would they do that? Because if they all three of them voted for Camilla, that is 3-3. Then on the revote, Camilla goes home and they lose both of the advantage.
Hang on, let me do some research here.
So they used the extra vote, and why would you use both? Hold on. Zan might be cooking when he's not
Wait,
even
Nate might be
here.
on this. I just checked right now.
Why would they
Did you
not
check?
show him using it?
You know, now that I think about it, when what's his name went up to vote, when Kyle went up to vote, didn't he have like a little piece of paper right next to him,
Yes,
and he
that's
just
what I was
dropped it?
asking. He took something out of his pocket.
I swear,
And
if they
I'm
used
looking
it,
on the wiki. Kyle has no advantages.
and we do know that what's her name? What? How do you say her name again?
Camilla.
Yeah, Camilla. We do know that she gave him that extra vote. So
Yeah, it just says the only advantage in the game is Mitch's vote block.
Then it sounds like they just screwed themselves for no reason.
Why did they
And
use
then-
both? Yeah, because what did he take out of his pocket? He
Okay,
took
so-
an extra vote out of his pocket.
Okay, Zan's gonna have to tell me what drugs he's been taking, because there's no way he's just got 5 predictions right in a row, and one of them
No, it's
isn't
not
even
a prediction,
just up-
but
just up for
he did say
speculation.
Justin was gonna go, and then Kevin, like he's kind of crazy. But yeah, so they
Wow.
did use the extra vote, so it is 2-2.
So what will happen? Because if they go
And
rocks, it's just
idol
50-50 too.
on their tribe.
I don't. To be honest, I don't think any of them are gonna find the new idol. So unless they just
I mean,
go to
it was
fire,
shown. Oh yeah, fire, bro.
because
The idol was shown before they swapped out of Vula, so maybe it's foreshadowing something.
that is true.
I don't even know.
But
I mean, so they don't have an extra vote, so that's 2-2. Well, I think that tribe's gonna win, and Cedric.
no,
Well,
because
wait, no,
if
Say
they
is gonna go
foreshadowed
home.
if they foreshadowed the idol, that would have to mean someone went looking for it in desperation, which would have to mean that
Shahi,
Vula loses again. So
if they lose again, Shaheen idle someone out. All right, I don't even know, but I don't know what else to
that
say.
might
I'm
be
gonna
the
say
case, actually.
I don't know what
but-
else to say, but Say is going home next episode.
Okay. I wish. I if only Cedric wasn't an idiot. We would have had her gone ridden.
Right.
But it is what it is, and I think Survivor 48 is the best New Era season so far.
It's pretty good. Yeah, I have to go. Eva is gonna win the season, and I will be back on
Wrong.
Thursday to talk about how Eva masterminded the vote out of David on her tribe. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
All right. No, I'm saying Say's gonna go. All right. Next week.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna go. What's it called? Do some like assignments or
Wow.
whatever.